Zach, I suppose first and foremost, I'm sure you're looking to bounce back from that defeat against Rovers last week.
Yeah, I think it was a difficult game. Two evenly matched teams. Probably could have went either way on the balance of play. We probably had the better clear-cut chances, but obviously they took their opportunity. But yeah, it's on to the next one. The games come thick and fast, and another opportunity to get a win.
On that, do you kind of feel last week, if Mason had that great chance that doesn't clatter against the crossbar, you go 1-0 up, like in the two defeats you've had, it is that fine margin. So in other words, it isn't a huge amount that's gone wrong.
Yeah, I think if you look at the first 5 games, I think bar maybe the Galway game, we probably could have had 12, 13 points. I think first game of the season, Drogheda, we had a lot of clear-cut chances, but we were probably wasteful of chances. Galway, I think maybe we could have got a draw, but I think on the balance of play they probably deserved the win. And then the Rovers game is a 50-50 game, I think, and like you said, if Mason's chance goes in, maybe it's a different game, but that's football, and now it's on to the next game now.
On that start, do you feel you should have done better in the 5, or should have a better return from the first 5 games?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I think if you look at the league now, it's very competitive. Obviously Drogheda are at the top of the table now, so if you look at, I think there's no easy game, so it's difficult. But I think maybe if a chance falls here, a chance falls there, we're looking at being on 12 or 13 points instead of 7 points, and the outlook from the outside is different. But I think we don't really look at the outside, we look at inside and how we're playing, and if we're doing the right things, and then if we're doing the right things, the results will fall the way we want them to fall. So now there's no really looking back now. It's about looking forward.
And if we're looking forward, great games to look forward to tomorrow night, Bohs. You had some interesting games. You weren't there for them all. Last season, like 4 league games, 1 win each and 2 draws, so never too much between you.
No, I think most of the Dublin derbies, the games are very tight, and Bohs have a good team. I know they've had a mixed start to the season, but I think they have a really good squad this year. I know Rennie, I played under him when I was at Waterford, and I think he's a brilliant manager as well, so I think it's going to be a good game. Hopefully it's a good one for the TV, and it's exciting, and on our end we want to come out with the win, but I think it's going to be a tight game.
What have you made of Bohs? Because I suppose it's easier for people to say they've made a bad start, but I think there's only 1 point between you going into this game, and yeah, they had their struggles, but they've also got some good wins, in particular last week and in the first game of the season.
I watched the first game of the season. I haven't seen them much obviously outside of that, but I thought the first game of the season they were very good. I thought they deserved the win. I thought they controlled the play against Rovers, and they looked the threat going forward and pretty solid at the back. And now obviously it's different playing in the Aviva and that, but I was very impressed with them, and I think if you look at the squad and the quality of players that they have a very good team. I played with Dawson when I was at Swindon, and I know how good he can be, and I played with a couple of the other lads, so I think they have a very, very good squad. Like I said, I played under Rennie, and I respect him a lot, and I think he's a very good manager, so no, I think they'll be alright.
Obviously you lost a Dublin derby last week. Generally the Dublin derbies go a long way to contributing to who eventually wins the league. You want to win the league this year. I don't want to use the term must win for 6 games of the season, it's ridiculous, but is this a game you really want to get 3 points from?
We want to win every game. I think, like you said, probably from the outside people are already looking at it as a must win, but it's very early in the season, so I think if you're starting to put the pressure on yourself that you need to win now, then I think it's not going to have a good effect. Obviously we want to win every game, we go into every game wanting to win, but I think if we do the right things on the pitch, the wins take care of themselves. So it's more doing what we strive to do, playing our game, and then the results take care of themselves.
Is it harder to fix that? Like you said, there's only been small things that have gone wrong. I was at the Galway game, I was at the game last week. There wasn't a huge amount that went wrong. Is that really harder to fix than if something major that's glaring?
I don't know. I think like when you have positives, it's easier then to look at them and take confidence from them. Whereas if we are playing shocking and we are getting, like say if we went out last week and Rovers absolutely dominated the game and we didn't have any chances and we fully deserve to lose, then I think it's a bit different. But I think you can take confidence from the positives. We know that we have levels to go up as well, and we know we can be better, but I think there's positives to take from every game, and I think when it does fully click, we'll be a very good team.
You mentioned positives there. One major positive from last season and it's continued this season is your good home form.
Yeah, now I think when we have, since I've come in, obviously the supporters have been brilliant. My first home game last year was the Bohs European game, and since then it's just sort of kept rolling, and the atmosphere has been incredible. I think every game nearly since I've been here has been a sellout, which is brilliant, and now the supporters help us a lot, and you can see that we haven't lost at home for a very long time since I've been here, so now it's brilliant.
And for you personally, I suppose, looking away from the game tomorrow night, how's it being back? You're almost a year back, or you'll be a year back in the summer. Like you said, you're with Waterford, you went away. How have you assessed the league since you came back?
I think it's a very different league to when I was at Waterford. I think I was saying to you, there's no easy games. It's very competitive. Anyone can beat anyone. Whereas I think in the past there's been maybe one or two weaker teams where you look at it where you pretty much you should win. But I think every game you go into now is difficult. Anyone can beat anyone, and there's no clear favourites to win the league, and there's no clear favourites to go down. So I think the quality of the league has definitely improved since I was here last. I think the profile of the league has gone even higher. You know, obviously once a week now a game is getting shown on the TV. Most games around the country are sellouts, so I think it's brilliant to see where the league is going, and hopefully it can keep growing.
How exciting is it to be involved in that? You mentioned there, like, we have a game on the TV every week. Even Stephen is back in the league. The likes of Damien Duff adding to the profile of it. And like you said, so many grounds sold out, and one of your teammates is the first £1 million player.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. I think you want to play in games that matter, and in leagues that are exciting and sort of on the up, and I think that's the way the league is going now. Every game has something to it where you feel like every game matters. There's no games where like it doesn't feel like there's something on it. Like even now, like you're saying, there's the sort of connotation from the outside that this is sort of a 6-pointer even this early in the season, so it feels like every game is important, every game matters, and now it's a brilliant time to be in the league.
Obviously for so many years we've looked at the Scandinavian model as the model that we could help this league grow. You obviously played there. Is there anything that we could kind of take, or that you've seen over there that thinks could benefit the league here as you try to, like you said there, just get to that next level?
Yeah, I think like it's obviously difficult because the money situation is different in each country, but I think if you look at when I was playing in Sweden, you know, it's a similar size country, similar population, but you go to every stadium is modern, every team has an academy, every team has their own training ground, and I think that's where the league can take the next step. I think if you look at Sweden, they produce a lot of players and they're commanding big fees for their academy players, and I think that's because they have the right facilities off the pitch, and that's why they can command that. But I think it's difficult obviously because the money is different, and I think there's a lot less financial competition in terms of other sports. Football is the guaranteed biggest sport in Sweden, maybe except hockey. Where I think in Ireland there's a lot of different sports, which is brilliant, but it also takes away a little bit from the football. But no, I think there's definitely models that you can take from there.
Good stuff. Best luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.